All right, guys. Sorry for the delay. Sorry that it's so late. It's crazy day. So this is Sugar Me Saturdays, T1D lifestyle episode, and I'm sure you guys know this episode was about. Do you remember life before type 1 diabetes? So I do. Interesting though, now I've had diabetes longer than I haven't had diabetes. I was diagnosed at 17 years old. I remember the date exactly. It was my father's birthday. I was diagnosed November 12th, 1998. So, yeah, interesting. Wow, such a long time ago, right? Anyway, yeah, 17. What was life like before that? Maybe a little different. I remember life before the symptoms of type 1. So I remember doing gymnastics. I remember I've been bowling my whole freaking life. So that's something that really hasn't changed. I remember eating. I can't really say anything I wanted because my mom was really good at, teaching us what to eat. Like, there wasn't anything we couldn't have. She always taught everything in moderation was better. So that was my life, summer vacations from school and everything, staying up late. I remember I was into tennis, I was into badminton. I did some swimming over the summer, dancing over the summer. I mean, it was just like, that was my life before type 1 diabetes. And then I remember when the symptoms set in, and I remember I started losing weight, but it wasn't rapid. And then one weekend, I went away with my little sister, and I came back home, and I had lost like 10 pounds. And my mom was kind of in shock. And of course, this was the summer of 1998. So right before my senior year of high school was when we really started to notice everything. I noticed I wasn't sleeping at night. I was constantly going to the bathroom anywhere between 5 to 8 times a night. That frequent thirst, that constant hunger, especially after eating. I mean, I remember all of that really set in that summer. And then when the school year started, I ended up, I went back to school for my senior year, and then I had to have my senior year checkup. And I remember the doctor asking all these questions. They were random questions at first. And then all of a sudden, when my mom started answering some of his questions, they became a little more specific. And I remember looking at my mom like, he knows. Like, he knows whatever this is, whatever's going on. He knows what it is. And I remember him saying she might have diabetes. And I was just like, my mom was like, there's no way she could have diabetes. Look how small she is. She's so skinny. She's so tiny. It's just not possible. And my doctor said, well, there are about 3 different types of diabetes. What she might have is also known as juvenile diabetes or type 1 diabetes. And my mom was just like, what are you talking about? And he goes, well, we're going to get some blood work run. He was like, so take her downstairs to get her blood work run, and I'll be able to tell you what the next step is, but we need to know if this is what it is. So I remember I went downstairs to get the blood work done, and I remember I'm thinking, there's no freaking way I can't have diabetes. Come on, this is not possible. Like, I'm too active, I'm eating what I'm supposed to be eating, I'm not overdoing it, I'm good at school. Like, I was just thinking, there's no freaking way. And then I remember on the way home, I had stopped to grab something to eat. Like, I just grabbed a snack. My stepdad and I got some nachos, and we were watching TV and everything. And I remember the phone ringing, and my mom answered the phone, and it was the doctor's office. And they told her, you need to get Anita to the emergency room as soon as possible. And so my mom yelled out in the bedroom, Mark, that's my stepdad. She was like, Mark, call a cab. We got to get Anita to the emergency room. And I'm sitting up here like, why? I'm fine. Like, why are we going to the emergency room? There's no reason to go to the emergency room. I feel perfectly fine. What's going on? And they waited until I got in the car or in the cab. And that was when my mom said, the doctor says you have type 1 diabetes. And I remember I cried. And that was when everything changed. So then from that day forward, we were learning about this disease that we really didn't know anything about. And then I remember I ended up with diabetic nerve damage in my legs and feet. I lost the ability to walk for almost a year. I remember all of that. And then here we are today. And I'm still dancing. I'm still bowling. I'm acting now. I'm doing modeling sometimes now. I'm speaking out a whole lot more about this disease than I used to. And part of it was because I remember when I was trying to find people like me and things like that when I was diagnosed, they didn't exist. So I don't want that to happen to anyone else. So I wanted to start doing it. And honestly, I think I still pretty much eat the same way my mom has always taught me. There isn't anything I can't have. It's just a matter of how much of it I can have. And then, of course, you know, you got to base it on what your glucose levels are and, you know, whatever your insulin to carb ratio is and stuff like that. So there's some small modifications, but I think my life is almost the same as it was before type 1. I guess the only difference is now I have an insulin pump that delivers my insulin to me instead of my pancreas because, yeah, my pancreas quit on me. Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess I remember life before type 1, but I guess I don't see a huge difference in my life after type 1. I do know I'm at risk for lots of other things and stuff like that, but I do what I can today. I do what I can now to take care of myself now in the hopes that I can avoid that. But then I know if it's going to happen, I still believe that it's going to happen and I'm going to be strong enough to deal with it. So I don't know. I guess that's what I remember before type 1. And I guess that's what type 1 has taught me since having it and how I've adjusted. I don't know. I hope that helps you guys. For those of you that do remember your lives before type 1, what was the difference? Any things that have changed, any adjustments you've made, things like that. And those of you who haven't, like, what do you wish you could have experienced prior to being diagnosed with type 1? Yeah. All right, so that's all. I'm going to grab some food and go to bed. But thank you guys for watching T1D Lifestyle Sugar Me Saturday. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.